I'm Wazi with Computer Internet Services. Today we're going to talk about how to replace charger port for Galaxy S6. And that is what charger port looks like. You're going to replace very quickly. I already dismantled, but I'm going to go through a quick video. Before you do it, you should have a very small Phillips screwdriver and some type of prior tools such as this, or even guitar pick type prior tools, and a suction cup, something like that. So here, for instance, I have one. First, if you can heat it up very lightly around the surface all the way around so that it loosen up the glue that it has. Basically, once you do that, and you can feel it, don't overheat it, make sure that it heat enough that you can go ahead and start using a suction cup. When you use suction cup, just barely open one side, and you open the side right here, and you can feel it, and you can pretty much just start it to go all over the side, everywhere around these things. So, and you want to open from the back. Once you open from the back, it should open, and very carefully just you lift up your back cover, set aside your back cover. Now you get to this panel, and there is screws wise, you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13, and these are sometimes behind this tape, the glue tape. If it's, you can just barely remove because you're gonna reuse that tape. And once these 13 screws, I already opened the screws for quicker video, and you should be able to lift up completely this section right here. Once you lift up the section, then you'll be able to go ahead. First thing, you want to dismantle battery. This is your battery connections. Again, you pry it off with one of those tools, take the battery off. And then after that, you have also certain two things like a camera. You want to set aside your camera. You want to set aside, and then also you want to dismantle other logic board, which is motherboard connected to this. And there is a 2 antenna goes in the back, so you wanted to make sure both of the antenna removed properly. And again, you can use flathead small screwdriver to pry this off on this end. Once you do this, and pretty much you also have another connection that goes connected to the LCD, which is right here. Is also, you take off, and then you'll be able to remove your board. Once you remove this board, set aside your board. Now you have to work on dismantle this LCD with this same way. You hit it up a little bit with your hit gun around it. You hit it up for a few minutes just based on your heat. Once you do this, you do the same thing. You start it from one side. You try to separate it down. Once you get this separate, be careful about your home button, and then you're able to separate these things like this. Once you separate that, now you get to this home button right here, and they flip it, and you should be able to lift this one up again with one of those. Either it's a plastic razor, just work on slowly. Oh, by the way, there is one screw you remove. That's your last screw you remove. And then after that, you should be able to remove slowly your charger port cable. The charger port cable come out like this. Once the charger port come out, and this other side you have to be careful because they have this connected to right here. And this is what you have to lift it up by using, again, a small flathead. If you have, once you lift it up, this thing, you should be able to lift up like this, and then you replace it the same. This is a new one, I already put it in. Same way, once you put it in your both of your speakers and you connect back, and you put your screws back on, the one you just last screw you took it off. Pretty much once you put the screws on, put back your logic board back on, and make sure you connect this connector. You have the first thing you just do, make sure our main connector is connected, and you can practically make sure it's connected by going through this process. Once you click this, you should be able to feel everything is okay. And then of course we just want to double check, make sure your connection, there's no one connection goes here, this other connection goes right here. Basically here goes your battery connection. Put back your camera. Once you put back your camera right here, then you should be able to assemble back your back panel. Before you glue it again, make sure that you have this cable right here go through your system right to your connection on your motherboard. You have to have a patient, of course, to do this. And once you have that connected, so here you'll have all the connection. And again, I haven't finalized this battery yet, so you got to make sure you put your battery connection, so forth. So this is how it should go. Your connection, make sure all your connection right. Once you complete that connections and put back your antenna properly, once you go your antenna back, you should be able to put your back cover back. Once you put your back cover back, and then you have the last pieces. Before you do it, you put all your 13 screws back in the screw hole, tighten, and then put it back, and you should be able to have it complete working once you put it and turn it on. Thank you very much. Visit our website www.computerexpo.com. Thank you for your time.